Has to be said, of course, that whatever Meghan Markle decides to do in order to promote her latest wares, it always seemingly backfires, but for some single reason this has particularly hurt senior members of the British monarchy. And as ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company. Whatever you're doing today, keep safe and well, and as I often say here on the show, look out for each other. Thank you so much also for your very kind comments, and as I say, wow, over 200,000, I can't believe it. You know, it's so nice for everybody to join in. And I do, as I often say here on the show, see that we are a community. It seems at times we're at one mind. And then other times, of course, you can say things and things explode, don't they? Mainly about things that we all remember from the past. Milk puddings created a bit of a stir. Yes, I love them. I know a lot of people say, oh, they're old-fashioned, but there's nothing wrong with being old-fashioned, is there? I think it's the taste that you grow up with, isn't it, you know? Correct me if I'm wrong, but, you know, a lot of people sort of say, why do you like this, particularly the younger people that I work with? You know, why do you just like fish fingers, beans and chips? And you think, well, that was a nice meal when I was a kid. What's wrong with that? Do you have a favourite kids' meal that you still sometimes have from time to time? And you think, I don't care what people think. I like it. Back as ever to your breaking royal story of the day. This really all centres upon the fact that, as we know, Meghan Markle really tried her very best to try and get that podcast going, you know, the archetypes, archetypes, whatever. And it's an interesting thing, isn't it? Because, you know, when you think about it, people really don't want to connect to somebody whinging on in a Montecito mansion, literally, when they have no financial worries at all. You know, in better times, people are more forgiving, if you like. You know, they'll think, oh, okay, slightly interested in that. But then, of course, as times move, they lose interest. Now, the bigger problem, of course, if you are Meghan Markle, is simply this. You know, what you have to remember is that people do decide to switch in or not, even if it's given away for free. But what's become really interesting now is, as she was trying to promote that particular podcast, the bigger problem was this, that people decided that they didn't really like the fact that she'd given an interview concerning our late and wonderful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, to Variety magazine. Right, remember Variety magazine interview? This is the one, of course, where she was in a series of frocks, laughing, giggling, trying to reposition herself as just an average US mum with 2 children. It was all about connectability. That, of course, had been recorded prior to our late monarch's demise. And then, according to a good source, Meghan decided that she'd like to now pop a tribute into that particular interview. Now, as we know, whichever way you look at it, and as ever we have to say allegedly, Harry and Meghan did cause a lot of concern, distress and heartache for our late monarch, sadly, right up until her final time here on earth. And what's interesting to note is there was never once an apology from Meghan Markle, even a hint of the fact that the troubles that they caused, going right back, of course, to the Oprah Winfrey interview, to arguing about the use of their own headed page and the word royal. There were so many things. And according to a very good source, senior circles, including our brand new king, His Majesty King Charles III, really found that the worst bit. This would have been a very good time for Meghan to at least show some, well, humanity. It's the thing that she's always picking up awards for as a humanitarian. And sadly, that was very less forthcoming. So for now, once again, it does appear that Meghan is being, well, shall we say, judged on her own words. You can't take it away from that. What she said in the interview is there. Now, perhaps they left something out. Perhaps there's something on a tape. Maybe she did, in fact, apologise for her and, of course, the former well known as Prince Harry's behaviour towards our late monarch. But for now, this is proving a rather big sticking point for many people over here in the United Kingdom, and more importantly for Spotify, because as each time less and less people do tune in to see Meghan's pearls of wisdom, seemingly Spotify have to ask themselves, was it truly all worth that much money? And indeed, hassle. As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.